Well, good morning. And firstly, a huge thanks to the Spa Life team for bringing us together today. It's great to be here in this crazy new world. Whoever thought that I'd be presenting from my lounge on a screen to some of you in your PJs? You see, I know what you're at. 2020 has taught us that life can be really unpredictable. And here we are learning awesome new technology and benefiting from this year's Spa Life UK convention without wind and rain to fight through, without a commute. You see, there are many, many benefits to this chaos, and some would say catastrophe. Today's a special day, offering you the opportunity to change the way you think, the way you feel, and dare I say it, the way you behave. I'm delighted to share behaviors today of successful people, the habits and the rituals that they perform for those of you who are ready to take a step up the career ladder. And that might sound really weird. Why am I talking about upping your career when so many people are shrinking in fear? You see, I believe that adversity creates enormous opportunity. And that's what I've been doing for over 10 years. I've been teaching high-profile people how to turn doo-doo into fertilizer. My strapline actually is turning adversity into opportunity. So maybe you can see why I'm here. And I'm really delighted to share these behaviors. I've got about 35,000 hours one-to-one coaching experience. So I've got quite a lot under my belt. But before I was a coach, I had another life. I was sales director for the largest cosmetic surgery company in the UK. I was managing director for the largest post-production television company. I was sales director for Sharp's Bedrooms and Centrica, and I spent 10 years in recruitment. Yes, I am that old. But there's one other thing that I want you to know. I've been through 3 deep recessions. I've been through the kind of recession that went to a 4-day week, the kind of recession that pushed mortgage rates up to 16%, where we didn't actually know how we were going to get through it. So there's some benefits to these years on my clock. I've got experience of taking those adversities and turning them into career opportunities. And there's no doubt it's been a hell of a year for your industry, particularly. But for some of you, it will also be the year that your career takes a flying leap. And if you're interested in securing your seat at the top table, I'm going to share some of those key tips and takeaways, really practical stuff to jumpstart your career, no matter what the current situation. And by the way, there will be a Q&A afterwards, so please just tap out your questions on the chat there, and the lovely people here will present those to me at the end, and I'd really like to answer your question. So my own background, as I say, it covers a wide range of corporate, but for 10 years, I've been helping people get what they want in life, turning the poop into fertilizer, watching them flourish and grow against the odds. And isn't that what it feels like right now? You know, I've got a bit of a motto. If we're going to walk through hell, I'm damn sure we're going to do it with our head held higher and like we own the place. You see, a lot of success is about attitude. It's not just about skill sets. It's not about where you've been and what you've done. It's how you think and how you process your experience and the situation. It would be easy to shy away and feel lost in this COVID chaos. There's no doubt about that. But by owning your dreams and acting upon them, this could be an extraordinary time for you. So without further ado, let me share a few tips. So whilst most people are focusing on their fear and the uncertainty, there's another way. And those people who direct your focus and you grab these opportunities with both hands, you're going to come out winning. So let's look at a little wisdom from that wise old fella, Plato. Necessity is the mother of all invention. You see, extreme circumstances create extreme change, and they require extreme behavior. Because hunkering down and hoping for the old normal to return is almost certainly not going to get you to the top. To thrive, we must adapt, to reinvent ourselves, but also our businesses. So take today, for example. Whoever thought would be sitting here connecting via a screen using state-of-the-art technology? If you'd have said that to me a year ago, I would have thought that you were smoking something a bit weird. To fly high, we must be prepared to do what we haven't yet done. What you've done so far has got you this far, and it's brilliant. But if you want to move further, we've now got some time to reinvent yourself. Use the necessity of reinvention in your favor. Reinvent not only yourself, but your thinking, your behavior, your career, your proposition, and indeed, because I know that you guys are movers and shakers, reinvent your industry. That's the power you have. You see, consumer demands are changing fast. No longer are people just asking for a simple spa experience. There's an increasing focus on wellness, wholeness, health, of course, very high up on the priority scale now. And we can expect the industry to respond to these demands by offering increased and creative forms of support for mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. The increase in holistic treatments to counter stress and anxiety, depression, they're going to rise. There's no doubt in that. We're already seeing this. So if you've not already discovered sound bars and circadian sleep rhythms, age rebranding, there's no more putting the old birds in the corner. Let me tell you, us elders are coming for you, and we're age rebranding. It's cool to be old. Fertility ownership, wellness music, gong bathing, Reiki, chanting, crystal healing. I could go on and on. You see, we used to come out and we used to have a lash lift, our nails done, and a massage. But now we want more. And I want to know, are you in a position to offer the new market requirements? Because whereas, 10 years ago, for instance, acupuncture and cupping was considered a bit weird and wacky, now it's just bog standard health, welfare. We've got to keep up with the times. They may indeed, your customers, your clients, they may want treatments from their own place of safety now. Small groups creating what I believe are going to be called bliss bubbles, where you will go to the home and you will offer a bespoke package of pampering and healing treatments. And I mentioned it earlier, and I'm going to say it again. Don't forget the 60+ market, okay? We're not the old blue rinse brigade anymore. Oh, look, I'm going natural, though. We're ready for these changes. We've got a high disposable income. We're free, we're cool. What are you doing to attract that market that is woefully forgotten? Fortune favors the brave. Does anybody know who says that a lot? Del Boy. Do you remember? Love a bit of only fools and horses. But it's true. Fortune really does favor the brave. Be prepared to shake up your proposition. Be prepared to adapt to the new climate and try new things. Have you ever noticed that successful people, they don't stay still? It's tempting to stay with what we know. Of course it is. And it definitely feels safer. But not in a new economy and post-pandemic era. He who dares really will win, Rodders. You're the innovators, you're the movers, you're the shakers. That's why you're here today. You're the people that will drive forward this industry. There's pent-up demand just waiting for you. Your order book is going to be busier than ever. And are you confident that you're ready with an upgraded proposition? Time to excite your old clients, but bring some new ones in. Maybe it is time for a rebrand, a refresh, a rethink, personal and corporate. You see, people change through one of two things: inspiration or desperation. Humans don't like change. It's uncomfortable. Desperation makes us feel small, scared, and stuck. But when we focus on the inspiration, things change. We get creative. We think outside the box. We inspire others. So let me ask you, who's inspiring you right now? Who's your go-to? Go find inspirers, as many as you can. This is where social media really comes into its own. Check out other countries, other industries, get creative, but above all, get courageous. Inspiration comes from many, many areas. Successful people seek out constant new sources of ideas and inspiration. Inspirational people are life's creative warriors. They refuse to be stalled by adversity. Instead, we're courageous fighters for what we believe in and creating our vision for this brave new world. So pay attention to what you're absorbing. Be sure the people around you inspire you, but not create a vibe of despair. So an easier way for you to check that is calibrate how you feel. So in your body, we don't feel in our heads, in our body, before you hang out with people or before you go on someone's feed, and then afterwards. And if you feel uplifted and inspired and creative and you can't wait to get your pen and pad out, you know you're in the right place. If you feel small, if you're comparing is despairing, remember, we don't want any of that, or you feel scared or you feel stuck, you're not hanging out in the right place. So experiment with your inspirers. Look at new things, but also start to see the same old things from a different place. We're constantly creating our reality. Whatever you focus on grows. Have you ever noticed that when you have a headache, if you think about it, it gets worse, but if you get distracted, it kind of goes away? Well, another way to create your reality is to be sure that you're at your mental and attitudinal best. What you look at doesn't change, but the way you see it will. You might have heard of your comfort zone. It's cozy in there, but there's no growth. Doing what we know keeps the status quo within the parameters of the familiar. But if you want to be moving forward, you need to come out of your comfort zone and what you know so well and move into your stretch zone. And your stretch zone is your place for optimum growth and learning. It's exciting, it's creative, it's solution driven. But here's the rub. If you gallop forward with excitement, but not mindfully, you could find yourself in the panic zone. And the panic zone will let itself known to you very easily. You will feel burned out, you will feel overwhelmed, you will freeze, and your creativity will dry up. So I want you to start thinking about, am I in my comfort zone, cozy, not learning, not growing? Am I in my stretch zone? Oh, look, there's lots of new things that I'm playing and I like this. Or am I in my panic zone? Holy crap, get me out of here. Start to look at those zones. And if you're feeling frazzled too much of the time, it means you are in panic. And remember to hang out with people who inspire you from a place of stretch. If you're always talking about what you always spoke about, you're very, very unlikely to inspire each other. Have creative hubs. Prepare to fail, that F word. Ooh. Notice what you think and what you talk about with other people. Is it the negative stuff or the positive stuff? Have you ever noticed that successful people are judicious about the company they keep? It's said that we become the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with, financially, spiritually, health, wealth, the mindset, creativity. When I heard that, I was really cynical. I thought that cannot be true. And actually, when I looked at the science, it is. So I'm going to say it again. The 5 people you spend the most time with, you will become an average of in every area of your life. So if you want to be creative, if you want to be thinking out of the box, if you want to be a thought leader in your industry, hang out with people that are really putting you in stretch, making you think and behave in a different way. How many thoughts do you think you have every day? Would it surprise you to know that most people have between 60 and 100,000 thoughts a day? And 95% of those thoughts are repetitive, i.e., we brainwash ourselves. Now imagine if you were to witness your thoughts and ask yourself, is that an unresourceful thought or a resourceful thought? You're starting to understand how successful people think. The quality of the questions we ask ourselves dictates directly the outcome that we have. So notice the question, same question to you. Does this question take me further towards who I want to be and the results I want, or further away from? Mindfulness is a very, very powerful tool. Pay attention to what you're focusing on, become conscious and aware. And let's talk about creating confidence, because when you're feeling confident, you're going to push further. You're going to feel braver. Usually, we're so busy rushing around, we take our thoughts for granted. And if you can choose which thoughts you feed and you focus, can you imagine how far ahead of the game you would be? So you have a thought that says, I can't do this. This is too much. It's just get me out of here. You're going to feel small. You're going to feel frozen. You're going to feel scared. But supposing you thought, wow, this is uncomfortable. I must be in my panic zone. What do I do to need to move into my stretch zone? Can you see how in an instant you've changed your state? You're using your thoughts as power tools, which is what they're meant to be. Your brain is meant to be your servant. It's not meant to be your master. So I want you to really pay attention to what you're focusing on, what you're saying to yourself, and the questions you ask yourself. When you focus on what you can control, for instance, what you do know, and you have a clear vision, your confidence will grow. Even if you're failing, it doesn't matter, because creative people know, successful people know that failure just means that you need to try again, that you've learned something and you're going to modify and you're going to bounce back. Confidence is a belief in your ability. Imagine focusing only on the things that you're able to adapt, change, and create. It's futile focusing on the things we can't control. And gosh, your time and your energy is precious. Imagine how positive you would feel rather than being drained by a flood of negativity that's waiting to drown your mojo if you took control of your thoughts. It would be quite extraordinary. As it says on the slide, it's not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent. It's the one most adaptable to change. And my goodness me, 2020 has really given us a bang for that particular buck. Thanks, Charles Darwin. So how are you adapting? In order to become a leader, how are you allowing yourself to be inspired? How are you preempting your clients' needs and wants? Their buying criteria. Are you being bold? Are you lighting the way? Are you playing it safe and reactively seeking out opportunities? Whilst others are focusing on the fear and uncertainty, you're being bold. You might be shocked at how many opportunities there are once you set your compass. Now, don't fear the F word. You've heard me use the F word several times today, and it won't be the last. Fear is normal. What you do with the fear, that's a choice. Pretty much everybody gets scared, fearing they may not succeed or they might make a fool of themselves. But successful people, the thrivers and the people who shine, they walk through that fear, take control of their thoughts, create a compelling vision. It's really important. Know your dream and walk straight through. And how do we walk? Head held high, shoulders back, like we own the damn place, okay? Most of us are wobbling right now, here and there. Humans aren't created for this much change and uncertainty. When you start to worry and feel fearful, remind yourself that it's natural to feel fear. It's a human condition. Breathe deep into your stomach through your nose to the count of 4. Hold for 4 and exhale through your mouth for 6. Do that a dozen times. Your physiology, the way you stand or sit, the way you hold your body, and the way you breathe is telling your brain how safe you are or whether you're in danger. So when you've got that position of certainty and you've got your breathing into your belly, your brain actually thinks you're in good order and the world is safe. It'll impact the way that you think. Another great habit for successful people is a daily check-in. As soon as you get home and you put your feet up, get your journal out. Who are you being? Does this behavior, this feeling, this thought, this belief that I've held today take me further towards or further away from the person that I dream of being, the goals that are really important to me, that career step? Are you behaving in a way that's driving you towards an exciting career move, or are you trying to reboot the normal? Are you getting stuck in the past? Take action, take heart, and have faith. This horrible pandemic, it will pass. What will happily remain and flourish will be the passionate inspirers who stood up and seized the moment to innovate, inspire, and grow. Take the lead, own your power, and hold your head up high. By taking control of your thoughts, emotions, and vision, you will feel stronger, more confident, and ready to innovate and inspire this time of great change in your industry. Innovative spa owners are going to be scouting for new talent. Make sure that your LinkedIn profile is as good as it can be. People need to know what you have to offer and be bold. This is no time to be shy. So if we're going to walk through hell, how are we going to do it? We're going to walk through like we own the damned place, remember? And dare to dream. You have to be able to see yourself being the next version of you. Imagine, create vision boards, focus, talk about it as though it's already happened. It'd be tempting to let COVID dampen your dreams, but now more than ever, dreaming big and creating your own luck comes into its own. Attitude matters. You can focus on the poop in life or you can plant the fertilizer. I want you to make that decision today. In fact, before we go any further, ask yourself, am I going to focus on the poop or the fertilizer? Am I going to grow or I'm going to shrivel up? Am I going to be a leader or am I going to go to the back of the queue and follow meekly? It's time for you to choose whether to turn this adversity into opportunity, because it's all there. It's yours for the taking. Now, you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. I'm not on Twitter. I've got a YouTube TV channel with loads of work there that's free for you to take. Any time that you want to inspire yourself, you want to grow, just tap in, subscribe so that you get a ping when something new comes out. So now I'm going to pass you back to the Spa Life team and let's get those questions answered. I really want to help you make the most of this situation, your day, and whatever's happening for you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening.